But there's been some breaking news,
Josh.
and it's regarding the England squad, so it's very important. talkSPORT's England correspondent Faye Carruthers joins us now for more. Morning, Faye.
Morning, Faye. How are you?
Good morning. Tell us what it is. Tell us what's put George on ice.
Okay, well, we're hearing reports that Ben White is going to be man 26, called up to Gareth Southgate's squad later on today.
Blimey.
He impressed last night. He impressed against Austria as well. Played holding midfield against Austria, cleared off the line when he came on. And, I mean, it was a shaky defence last night against Romania, but he was probably the most assured.
Oh, Faye is in and out at the moment, and I know that she was going to say one of the most assured players, versatile, big moment for him. There was an article actually we were talking about a minute ago saying that when he got called up to the provisional squad,
I loved that
his
article.
family, everyone was so emotional and amazing. That's a big moment for Ben White. Incredible, really.
But you know, some ways it's probably not. I'm saying it's not that much of a surprise, really, the way he's performed as well, because he seems one of these guys. You know, he realises he's getting into that squad, he's got an opportunity to go and impress. And last night, for example, excellent, and he thoroughly deserves it.
I suppose, obviously, there's the conversation around who's missed out again. Obviously, Jesse Lingard, James Ward-Prowse too, Godfrey, so all those different players. Interesting that it's that position, that player, like we say, versatile. Should we hear what Bobby Zamora had to say about him?
Let's do it,
Played with him at Brighton, told talkSPORT 2 a few weeks ago that he can make the step up to international football.
Always thought he was quite composed as a young lad. He's grown into himself, obviously experienced himself now in first team football with Leeds and now Brighton. A step up. I mean, I was at the Man City game the other day. Yes, Phil Foden scored and he's a fantastic player. But many times in that game, Ben dealt with him very, very well. So, I mean, I was very impressed with how he dealt with Phil Foden, who probably is one of the standout players of the season. So in terms of Ben and his progress, and can he do it? I believe he can, and Gareth has obviously in the past given people the opportunity, which is exactly what he needs. And I don't think that he'll let England down at all.
We thank Faye Carruthers for her time. In swift fashion, she doesn't care, picks up the phone, goes, by the way, guys, Ben White's been called up. See you later.
Bang, that's the way she deals with it.
Bosh.
That's why she's our England reporter, roving reporter. Doesn't hang about, gives us the facts as they are. Ben White's in the squad. There will be disappointment over Lingard and Ward. I know it's a shame, isn't it?
I know.
Isn't it a shame? Because what they're probably just thinking, they're hanging on, just obviously the injury to Trent, wonder if I got a chance. Anyway, delighted for Ben White. Let's be positive.
Dave Ornstein tweeted this out. It's an exclusive that he made literally just moments ago as well, saying, you know, this is what's happening, obviously highlighting the disappointment, the players that are missing out as well. Not to overshadow anything for Ben White as well, but if you're Jesse Lingard, if you're James Ward-Prowse, I suppose you kind of feel like, could you have done more?
Well, Ward-Prowse did well, I mean, I've got to say, and you look at the season that Lingard had when he went to West Ham, it was phenomenal, really. So in terms of them doing any more, I would suggest not. I would just suggest that they've been really, really unlucky, would you, to tell you the truth. And there always are. You know, when international tournaments come up and squads get named, there's clearly players that would consider themselves unlucky, and certainly those two would be them.
Well, let's talk about the positioning of this. So when you look at that England squad, and when all the players are back, the players that are being rested at the moment, 7 of them, I think, that played in the Champions League final, the team will look very different. We all know
100%.
that. We know we can't take too much from the friendlies. But in terms of where the weaknesses are, it is in defence.
Yeah, well, what I would say is I think it's safe to say England aren't as strong defensively as they are middle to front. There's no doubt about that. I mean, you look at the team middle to front, would you? They're phenomenal players. Phenomenal. Grealish, Foden, Mount, Kane through the middle. So, you look at the other side of their game, and that's defensively. You know, they're still good, but they're nothing like, I don't think, is in terms of having the quality they have in other areas. And if you're the top teams, France, Portugal, you know, Spain, I don't think I think the proposition, what I'm trying to say is the proposition of playing against the England back 3 or 4 wouldn't scare you. The fact of the matter is, if Maguire and Stones are fit, I think they play. Right, and you looked at it yesterday with you have Godfrey, was it Mings, White and boys like that, who are excellent players.
Cody.
Yeah, excellent players. But I just think myself, when you're up against a Benzema, you know, Mbappe, boys like that, it's just a different level, and you've got to be on top of your game. So it's going to be really, really interesting. But I still stand by what I said, Laura. I mean, England are one of the teams that could win it. But I just get France slightly ahead of the rest of the teams at this moment in time.
Yeah, so a reminder of that breaking news then. talkSPORT understands that Ben White will replace Trent Alexander-Arnold in Gareth Southgate's 26-man England squad. Go and have a little look at it. There's a write-up. Dave Ornstein broke this news this morning. Big news, big congratulations to Ben as well, because like we said a minute ago, you have to take those opportunities where you can, don't you? And his family, his friends, there was such delight of him being involved in the provisional squad in the first place. I mean, that is what does that feel like, Ali? When you get your first
absolutely
tournament?
It's fantastic, and it's lovely to hear as well. You think about it, his mum and whoever it be, mum and dad phone him up, brothers, sisters. He had a great season, great at Brighton, fantastic at Leeds when he was there, and it's just been, it's been a fairy tale for him so far. 23 years of age. I mean, he'll be absolutely pinching himself this morning. But he's grabbed his opportunity as well, Laura. That's what you've got to remember. He got into the squad, he was saying he's delighted to be there. That wasn't enough for him. He said, I've got a chance of making this. I've got a chance of making these final 26. And it's a great story.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Ben White. Commiserations as well to those players that were just on the fringe, so close to making that tournament but didn't. Amazing, really, that we're only, 4 days away from it?
4 days away.
4 days. Ali McCoy, if you thought he was busy, he's about to get even busier. Because he is on every single commentary of every single game.
52. I'm doing 52 to 51 games.
You really...
That's how busy I am.
What is that extra one, I wonder?
I don't know.
Probably an exhibition match that you're playing in as well, that you can commentate alongside.
But it's going to be great, isn't it?
It really
is.
It's
Fantastic.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.